Right now, over 40% of Gen Z workers use generative AI to finish their tasks almost instantly. But instead of handing that work in, they secretly wait days to submit it. This chart shows the staggering economic promise of AI, scaling up to a projected $4.4 trillion in productivity. Notice how the timeline contrasts tiny millisecond processing speeds against dense blocks of human hours. But that theoretical speed hits a brick wall in the real world. Organizations still rely on weeks-long approvals, endless stakeholder meetings, and layered review processes. Integrating generative AI into these traditional corporate structures is like strapping a supersonic jet engine onto a wooden horse-drawn carriage. The raw algorithmic power is absolutely there, but the traditional human vehicle simply isn't built to handle the stress. Management often views this friction as a technical bug, a training bottleneck that can be optimized away with a software update. But the friction remains. It's a byproduct of the way we've built our identities around the effort we put into our work, acting as a slow-motion guardrail against the speed of the machine. Psychologists refer to a concept called the narcissistic blow. Copernicus showed us we aren't the center of the universe. Darwin placed us among the animals. Freud suggested we don't even control our own subconscious. AI represents the fourth blow, challenging the very idea of human cognitive supremacy. Modern capitalist society equates our worth and our right to exist with our professional utility. When a frictionless machine can do our jobs flawlessly, it triggers a profound identity crisis. To understand the reaction, we have to look back to the early 1900s. Frederick Winslow Taylor pioneered scientific management, breaking physical factory labor down into mindless, precisely measured, repetitive tasks. Today, we are experiencing digital Taylorism. Algorithms now micromanage knowledge workers, counting their keystrokes, monitoring their screens, and stripping away their independent decision-making power. Humans naturally rebel against perfect algorithmic control. When Uber drivers realized the algorithm dictated their every move, they figured out how to collectively log off at the exact same time, artificially triggering surge pricing to reclaim their leverage. When technology removes human agency and autonomy, workers will naturally sabotage the machine's efficiency to survive psychologically. If technology removes all the difficult effort from our daily jobs, why doesn't that make us happy? In the 1950s, food companies introduced instant cake mixes that required nothing more than adding water. Consumers rejected them completely. Baking the cake felt entirely too easy. Sales only recovered when manufacturers changed the recipe to force bakers to add a raw egg. That minor physical labor gave people a sense of effort and ownership over the final product. This is known as the IKEA Effect, and it applies directly to AI. If an algorithm writes a perfect strategic report entirely on its own, the human worker attached to that project feels cognitively hollow. To insert our own cognitive egg, we are expanding corporate bureaucracy, a trend anthropologist David Graeber identified as bullshit jobs. We are generating entirely new meta-processes. We hire AI whisperers to present the data, algorithmic compliance checkers to review the models, and form expansive committees whose only purpose is to audit the machine's outputs. We artificially inflate corporate bureaucracy because we need to feel that the final output required our human effort to be legitimate. A frictionless machine appears perfect, but it is incredibly fragile. A highly synchronized system can completely shatter the moment a single grain of unexpected sand enters the gears. The Spanish government's Bosco algorithm was designed for mathematical perfection in energy subsidies. Instead, it systematically denied benefits to thousands of eligible citizens because it lacked any grasp of human context. Organizations face a significant risk of strategic blindness. If you outsource all cognitive effort to AI, management gradually loses the basic understanding of why their business actually operates the way it does. The human-in-the-loop architecture is about more than just catching AI hallucinations. It's a social stabilizer that ensures our institutions remain anchored to the people they serve. Recent employment data out of Finland shows that in highly tech-adapted societies, AI isn't eliminating humans. Instead, it takes over the robotic repetition, which allows human workers to focus their energy on empathy and relationship building. The most successful organizations of the future won't be the ones that eradicate human friction to maximize speed. They will harness the algorithm, while fiercely protecting the slow, messy, and essential human need to matter.